With the Honda CMX 1100 Rebel, Big Red has taken a confident stride into the future, merging modern engineering with stripped-back styling to create a machine that doesn't fit easily into any box. And that's precisely the point. The CMX 1100 Rebel is not your average cruiser. It's not trying to out-Harley or lean too hard into the bagger lifestyle. Instead, Honda has crafted something leaner, edgier, and more nuanced. Drawing inspiration from its smaller sibling, the CMX 500, the 1100 scales everything up power, torque, tech, while keeping the essence of the Rebel intact. The result? A motorcycle that feels just as at home carving back roads as it does cruising the town centre. Visually, the CMX 1000 is a study in controlled aggression. It's low-slung, muscular and purposeful, with darkened components that lend it a brooding, almost custom shop look. Honda has avoided chrome for the most part, opting instead for blacked-out engine covers, frame and wheels fitting for a bike with Rebel in its name. The styling cues are minimalist, with an exposed frame, squat fuel tank and bobber-style fenders. The LED headlight is modern and circular, a nod to tradition, but with contemporary flair. The overall aesthetic evokes comparisons to custom builds and boutique bobbers, yet this is an off-the-shelf, Honda reliable, road-ready and priced accessibly. Throw a leg over it and you're met with a low 710mm seat height, which is great for those like myself who like to get both feet down when stopped. It's deeply scooped, placing the rider in the bike rather than on it. The foot pegs are mid-mounted, another plus in my eyes, not forward, which may surprise cruiser purists but proves more functional and performance-oriented. The reach to the bars is relaxed but assertive. There's intent in this posture. Underneath the CMX 1100's sculpted frame lies its party trick, the 1084 cubic centimetre parallel twin engine derived from the Africa Twin. Is a curious choice for a cruiser at first glance. Traditionally, one would expect a V-twin rumble, but this engine brings character and performance in spades. Tuned for more torque down low, the Rebel 1100 delivers 87 horsepower and 98 newton meters of torque with a strong and linear power band that builds with intent. In a category where performance is often muted in favour of style, the Rebel offers a surprising sense of urgency. Roll on the throttle, and there's an immediacy to the acceleration that many cruisers simply can't match. The parallel twin configuration gives it a unique exhaust note, throaty, burbling, and somewhat industrial. It's not a classic V-twin lope, but it's not trying to be. The sound complements the bike's contemporary persona. It's modern muscle with an old-school soul. What really sets the CMX 1000 apart is the way it handles. Most cruisers are designed for relaxed straight-line riding, but the Rebel encourages you to push a bit harder. At 226 kilograms curb weight, it's not featherweight, but it's far from cumbersome. The low centre of gravity and compact wheelbase, 1520mm, make for nimble handling, especially in urban settings or on twisty roads. The geometry offers stability at speed, while still allowing agile corner entry. Front suspension duties are handled by 43mm cartridge-style forks, while the rear features dual piggyback shocks. The setup is firm, but compliant firm enough to feel planted in corners, yet plush enough for long rides. The radial mount 4-piston front brake caliper on a single 330mm disc provides ample stopping power, and with ABS standard, the bike feels composed under hard braking. Mid-mounted controls enhance rider connection and improve ground clearance, giving the Rebel more lean angle than most cruisers. You won't be scraping pegs around every bend, which is refreshing. Another standout feature is the inclusion of Honda's dual-clutch transmission DCT option, not the model featured. It's a technological flex that few in the cruiser world have attempted. With DCT, the bike can operate in full automatic mode, perfect for relaxed cruising, or allow manual shifts via handlebar-mounted paddles. For newer riders or those dealing with traffic-heavy commutes is a godsend. Whether you choose DCT or the standard 6-speed manual, you also get ride-by-wire throttle, multiple riding modes, standard, rain, sport, and a customizable user mode, traction control, engine braking control, and even wheelie control. Yes, wheelie control. On a cruiser. The 4-mode system tweaks throttle response, power delivery, and traction parameters based on your chosen setting. In Sport mode, the throttle sharpens and the bike pulls with real enthusiasm. Rain mode softens everything for inclement conditions. User mode lets you dial in your preferences, a feature more common in sport bikes than cruisers. The LCD instrument panel is functional, if a bit uninspiring. It's clear and legible, but lacks the flair of a TFT display. That said, it offers all the necessary information, and does so without clutter. In city environments, the CMX 1000 is surprisingly well-mannered. The torque-rich engine makes short work of traffic, and the low seat height combined with decent steering lock makes for easy U-turns and confident manoeuvring. The clutch on this version is light, the gearbox slick, and throttle response is precise. Out on the motorway, the Rebel cruises effortlessly at 70 to 80 miles per hour, with the engine ticking over comfortably thanks to its tall gearing. There's no fairing or screen, so wind blast is part of the experience, but a range of accessories including windshields, luggage and seats are available for touring-minded riders. On twisty back roads, the Rebel shines even more. It may not be a sport bike, but its chassis balance and torque delivery make it surprisingly fun when the road starts to bend. You find yourself carrying more pace than expected thanks to its planted feel and predictable behaviour. Fuel capacity is a modest 13.6 litres, but with fuel consumption averaging around 5.3 litres per 100 kilometres, 62.1 miles per gallon. You can expect a decent range of over 250 kilometres, 155 miles, before needing to refuel. The engine is understressed and proven in the Africa Twin, suggesting long-term reliability should be excellent. Servicing intervals are reasonable, and Honda's dealer network is extensive, making ownership hassle-free. Whether commuting, weekend cruising, or occasional touring, the CMX 1000 adapts well. There's also an impressive list of accessories to tailor the bike, from blacked-out saddlebags to touring windscreens and heated grips. Honda clearly knows that personalisation is a big part of cruiser culture. Priced very competitively, often undercutting larger displacement rivals like the Indian Scout or Harley-Davidson Sportster S. The CMX 1100 offers tremendous value. It brings modern performance and technology into a segment that has sometimes resisted both. Some purists may argue it lacks the traditional soul of a big V-twin, but the Rebel isn't aiming to be a nostalgia piece. It's a new school cruiser, built for a new generation of riders, those who value performance, technology and versatility as much as looks and sound. Our verdict: is it the perfect cruiser? That depends on your definition. If you want chrome, rumble and old school vibes, the CMX 1000 might feel too modern. But if you're seeking a cruiser that's lean, fast, intelligent and fun, with a rebellious streak and Honda's bulletproof engineering, then this bike absolutely demands a test ride. The Honda CMX 1100 Rebel is a fascinating blend of modern performance and minimalist style. It's not a cruiser in the traditional sense, it's more agile, more versatile and far more technologically advanced than many of its peers. In a class that's often obsessed with heritage and image, the Rebel 1100 is a breath of fresh air. It proves that you can have comfort, power and cool factor without clinging to old formulas. It's a motorcycle that invites you to ride, not pose. It doesn't scream for attention, but it rewards those who give it a closer look. Honda may have just redefined what a cruiser can be, with a little rebellion, a lot of muscle and zero compromise. Rating: 9 out of 10. Smart, fast and stylish. The CMX 1010. Rebel is a modern cruiser that refuses to play by the old rules.